All right, I think we're streaming now. Can you guys see me? I think you guys can see me. It's been a while since we've done a live stream. I'm so glad to be back doing this thing. Hello, friends, we are live. I have an ad running on my computer on my own stream, and I have to wait for it to go away. Okay, anyways, besides the point. Today, as you guys know, was the Samsung Galaxy S10 event. A lot of you guys tuned in. Some of you guys didn't. If you didn't miss it, well, that's why I'm here, to basically explain exactly what happened at the event itself. Just want to say what's up, everybody joining the chat. Like I said before, it's been a while. Discord crew, welcome to the place. I am not even showing my face right now. That's probably a lot better. There we go. Now I'm showing my face. Wow, I am rusty. It's been a while. All right, so who do we got in the chat here? We got Rongbin, we got Khaled, we got Andrew M. Welcome to the live stream. Now, as I was saying, today was the Galaxy S10 event. They released 3 brand new phones, plus a 4th one, which is the 5G phone, which is gonna come out sometime later in the future. But the big announcement, the one they started off with first, was the Samsung Galaxy Fold. Pretty sweet device. I am shocked that it looks that good, at least based on what I saw on the stage. But that price tag though, $2,000. Get loud, that's a lot of money. $2,000 for a smartphone that's foldable. But I gotta give them credit. Out of all the designs that I've seen so far, the foldable phone that Samsung made, hands down, looks the best. And this is a big deal for Samsung. You gotta understand, LG has literally been rolling all over Samsung with their rollerball displays, like, no pun intended, okay, pun intended. All these rollable displays, flexible displays on their TVs, and it's about time that Samsung came out with a beautiful, foldable, rollable, whatever you want to call it, smartphone. Anyways, that's not what you're here for. You're here for the Galaxy S10 Plus. This is not an ad for Tim Hortons, okay? I just happen to be caffeinating myself right now because I need to get hyper for this. But right here in front of me, the Galaxy S10 Plus. To give you guys some context, it's 6.4 inches, just like the Galaxy Note 9. But because the bezels are smaller, you get a phone that is slightly less wide and obviously slightly shorter than the Galaxy Note 9. Like, I think the Galaxy Note 9 is an amazing phone, but it's too big for me to use on a daily basis. So that's why I don't use it. It's just way too big. This one, the Galaxy S10 Plus, is a lot more manageable. Still big, but I can easily not be as annoyed as the Galaxy Note 9 because the form factor is a lot more comfortable in the hand. No, I did not win, Rongbin. Maybe that's what I'll do at the end of the stream. Find out if I won. Roll up the rim. If you're Canadian, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that goes for the form factor. The next thing you're going to notice is the fingerprint scanner on the back has been completely removed. It's no longer on the Galaxy S10 Plus. We'll get to that in a second. We pretty much have the same button layout. So on the left-hand side, you have your Bixby button, your volume rocker, and then of course on the right-hand side, you have your power button. Unfortunately, Bixby is still not remappable unless you download something directly from the Play Store, and you can't overwrite it to make it not work. Well, actually you can do that, but it just would be nice if you just give us the option in the settings to, instead of making us jump through all of these hoops. What's up, King Ellie? What's up, Arndt? What's up, Titus? What's up, everybody who is joining the chat? Besides that, the thickness of these devices. The Note 9 feels thick in comparison to the S10 Plus. So they slimmed down the design completely to make it a little bit more flat in the hand, which is kind of nice. You still got that headphone jack on the bottom. Thank God they're keeping it for at least one more year. USB Type-C, and of course you have that speaker grill. Now the big difference is you still have the exact same speaker setup, the speaker on the bottom of the device, and of course you have another speaker in the earpiece, so you get that stereo speaker setup, so sound should be good. Tom, thank you so much. I am glad you are back to be savage in the comments. Tom is gonna be monitoring them, answering your questions, and of course, pasting or posting the Discord server unless you guys want to talk to me afterwards. Yeah, so what else? Camera setup. So if you decide to go for the Galaxy S10 Plus, the big difference is the front-facing camera. You're gonna get an extended cutout as opposed to the little circle that you get on the regular S10. The extended cutout's gonna give you 2 cameras, so you got your standard wide camera, and then of course you have your ultra wide. Very similar to the Pixel 3. I like that feature. I'm glad they're bringing it onto the Galaxy lineup. The cameras on the back, let's just jump around for a second. 3 cameras. So Samsung's playing a little bit of catch up here. Not like the food catch up, but like catch up. Dad jokes. You got 3 cameras on the back. You got 2 12 megapixel sensors. So one of them is going to be your wide sensor, which is going to have that variable aperture, 2.4 and 1.5. The next one is your 2 times telephoto lens. So you can zoom in up to 2 times, which is always nice. And then of course you have the brand new, at least the first time on their flagship lineup of phones, you have that ultra wide camera, which is 16 megapixels, and it's gonna give you that landscape shot. What else do you need to know about these cameras? So a little bit late to the game on that aspect, but I'm sure the camera's gonna be great. Got to do some testing, so I can't comment on it yet. But the one thing I noticed when I was setting up this phone was the fingerprint scanner. The first unit that I tested, the ultraviolet, not ultraviolet. This isn't a hotel room where you go in and use an ultraviolet light to see who's been on the bed the other night. I'm talking about ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, okay? This one is weird. It's weird. So like security features, some of the things you get with it is great, but logging into it was super slow on the first unit I tested. The next unit I tested, someone said it was actually faster than when I was having this issue. Dave was having the same issue as me. We tested a separate unit and it was a little bit faster. But based on my first impressions, the ultrasonic sensor is just not that fast to log on. And on top of that, it requires some serious pushing to set up. I was literally jamming my finger into the screen in order for it to scan my finger. You know what? Sometimes it's better if I just show you. So let's do a little quick test and show you. Is wide selfie available? Yes, it is. It is available. Is the phone lightweight compared to last year's S9? So if you go for the regular Galaxy S10, it's pretty much the exact same size as the S9, and it's a 6.1 inch display. The 5.8 one, the S10e, is smaller than the Galaxy S9. Let me show you the ultrasonic sensor before I get off topic here, okay? I'm gonna set it up all over again. So let me just go into the settings here. And I wanna show you, at least based on the unit I'm using right here, how slow it actually is. Okay, so biometrics and security, we're going to add a fingerprint, continue. We're gonna do a pattern. No, I don't want patterns. We're gonna do a pin. Wow, where is it? Here we go. Continue, pin, 0000. Now you guys know my password, 0000. Boom, okay. So let's go for a setup. Scan your finger. Now watch this, okay? You literally have to press the screen really hard for it to register. So this one's going much faster than the first time I did it on the other device. So here, we're gonna roll it a little bit. So this takes a little bit longer to set up than the optical sensors that we're used to on previous smartphones, like the OnePlus 6T or the Mate 20 Pro. But once you set it up, I don't know if you guys can see it because yeah, you guys can see that. All right. All right, so fingerprint added. So let's see how fast it is. So the first unit I tested was bad. The second unit I tested was a little bit better. So maybe I'll get lucky with this one. Okay, I take my comments back. This one is actually much better than the previous unit I tested. Okay, so hold on. So honestly, in terms of speed, let's do it again. You know what, do I have another one here? No, I don't have the OnePlus 6T here. It's not super fast. Like, I wouldn't say it's faster than the fingerprint sensor on the OnePlus 6T. In fact, if anything, I would probably say it's about the same, if not slightly slower. Yeah, it's not super fast. It definitely needs some improvement, maybe the second iteration of this in the Galaxy S11, but it's definitely nowhere near as fast as a physical fingerprint scanner, or of course, even using Face ID on the iPhone XS. But the benefit of having that ultrasonic sensor over the optical one is obviously based on security features. And on top of that, there's a lot more situations where it'll be able to scan your finger compared to optical sensors. So if my finger is wet, for example, this fingerprint sensor is more likely to unlock than, let's say, an optical sensor or a physical sensor that we've been used to for the past few years. Let's try it one more time so you guys can see. It's a little slow. There's a little bit of a delay. So definitely not as fast as optical. It's a good first attempt, but I feel like for a flagship phone like this, it should be a little bit faster. So I'm assuming we're going to see more ultrasonic sensors on Android phones coming out in 2019 because this is a Snapdragon, or not Snapdragon, a Qualcomm technology. So we will see more going forward. So let's see how that turns out on other smartphones, but I don't know. All right, questions. 10R is a great phone. This has nothing to do with this. You don't have to turn the screen on for it to work. Okay, you're absolutely right. So screen's off. There you go. The only thing is I like to turn the screen on because you can actually see where the fingerprint sensor is. But here you go again, one more time. So it's a little slow, a little bit of a delay, but you guys get the idea. Okay. Please take a selfie and tell us whether the front-facing camera is improved or not. So as I mentioned before, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there is basically wide selfie on the S10 Plus. If you get the regular S10 or the S10e, you get the Circle Infinity O display. This one gives you the full wide 2 sensor setup, which gives you that wide selfie. So right now it's on the regular wide lens. If I tap this button again, it's gonna move over to the wide selfie. So let's say, for example, if I don't know if you guys can see this, I will put this, okay, so this is the wide lens. You guys can see that, Tim Hortons cup, okay? And then this is the wider lens. So this will give you guys an idea. Wide lens, oops, ultra wide lens. As for me, I don't know if you guys can see this on camera again. Let's see if we can go back here for a second. If you want to see a picture of me, let's see. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Hello there, baby. Do it ultra wide. Okay, so here's the 2 pictures. I'm going to show you guys in the setup here so you guys can see. So this is the, let's see if I can go back here. So that's the regular picture. Wow, I look like a douchebag in this picture. Like if you saw a picture of me like this, automatically you'd be like, this guy is a complete douchebag. Okay, so that's the regular wide lens. And then this one is your ultra wide lens. So wide, ultra wide. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly how much better or if it's better than the Galaxy S9, but there's definitely some skin smoothing going on right here, as you can see on the face. But that's typical of most phones coming out of Asia. They tend to like the skin smoothing software. I'm sure I can turn it off if I go into the settings, but it's there for you guys if you want. Love me some Timmy Hose. Which ones would you consider better, the S10 Plus or the iPhone XS Max? That's a great question. So I'll be honest with you guys. Based on my first impressions, this is a very beautiful phone. I love the design. I think Samsung nailed the design completely. But honestly speaking, I don't think this is such a big upgrade compared to the previous generation. I don't feel like there's so much more value buying this phone over the Galaxy S9. In fact, based on my first impressions, I would probably say if you can score like a sweet deal on an S9, you'd be just as happy. Now, obviously, this is like first impressions. I haven't done a full review yet. I haven't played with the camera yet. I haven't played with the software yet. But just based on like what I see so far, it just feels like Samsung did a little bit more of catch up this year. Three cameras, they introduced a new fingerprint sensor, decided to put more RAM than usual, and change up the design. I think the big deal was changing that design. But overall, I don't feel like this is like 10 years of innovation, you know, like that big of an upgrade. But it's still a beautiful phone. And what I'm thinking so far is like, based on my first impressions, is that you'd have to be coming from an S7 or even an S8 to want to upgrade to this. I think if you're on an S9, like you're good for another 3 years. Like there's just no point unless you want better battery life. But overall, it's a beautiful phone, but it's nothing, I don't know, nothing revolutionary is what I'm trying to say. And I think it's really hard to do for a lot of people right now in the industry just because the smartphone market is so saturated and there's just not a lot of innovation pushing the market forward. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about PowerShare. So we've seen this before on the Huawei Mate 20 Pro, being able to reverse charge a smartphone or another device. Samsung is bringing it to their smartphone. So I'll give you guys a little look over here. And the way it works is, with the Mate 20 Pro, I found I had to go into the settings menu, go to the battery section, and then turn on reverse wireless charging. The cool thing with the Galaxy S10 Plus, all you have to do is basically go to your settings, turn on wireless PowerShare, flip the phone, grab another device, and place it on top. So automatically detected it right away. It actually does it a little bit quicker than the Mate 20 Pro. And then as you can see right now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but my iPhone XS is actually charging. Now, I asked the Samsung rep exactly how much power is being produced from the wireless charging. He didn't really have an answer for me, but I believe based on the rumors and the leaks and all the data I've seen on the internet, it's about 9.5 watts of wireless charging. So it should be significantly more powerful than the reverse charging that's on the Mate 20 Pro. Now, obviously this is not a big deal for most situations. Like if you're out and about and your buddy's phone is about to die, like screw him. Like he's a jerk. He should have brought a power bank. You don't like that. He's not your real friend. He's fake. But what it's good for is certain situations. So for example, you buy the Galaxy Buds to go with this. You place the Galaxy Buds on top. You can charge those buds whenever you want because you have that availability. Let's say you're in a hotel room. Or not a hotel room. I don't know why I'm giving these weird scenarios. This is just weird. Okay, let's say you're somewhere, okay? And you got to charge your phone. And you also got to charge another phone. And you don't have a plug for that phone. This will do dual wireless charging. So I can literally plug this phone into the wall and then basically charge another phone on top of it, and this phone will dually wirelessly charge both devices. So this will get charged and the other. Oh, Jesus Christ, Leon, thank you so much. That is probably, I just won the lottery. $50 US in Canada is like, I could buy a yacht. I could buy a yacht and live on it for the next 30 years. Leon, you're the man. I really do appreciate it. When I'm coming to New York, we're going for that steak dinner. So basically you have that dual charging, okay? And that's pretty cool in those situations. But if your buddy doesn't charge his phone, forget that guy. We don't want to be his friend. All right. Other questions. Good trade in my Note 9 for the upcoming. I wouldn't trade in your Note 9. Honestly, the Note 9 is still such a great device. And after using it for the past few weeks to test out One UI and stuff like that, it's a beautiful smartphone. I still think it's a great smartphone. And it's definitely not worth getting rid of to buy for the S10 Plus, especially because you still have that S Pen functionality. And quite frankly, it's just a solid phone. It still runs well. Okay. Does it have notification LED? That is a good question. I don't know. It should. If it does, I'd imagine it would be in here. I'd have to test it out, but I'd imagine it'd be in here. So quick question to you guys. So like I said, okay, so actually that's a good question. When Amin asks, how is the video quality on Instagram story? So they did, I don't know if you guys watched the event, but basically they said they partnered up with other software manufacturers like Snapchat. I forget the other two, and they said they'd done some work with Instagram. I don't know if the software has been optimized for the Galaxy S10 Plus to have better video quality. I know it will be for Snapchat and the other two apps they had on stage, but there are a couple of Instagram S10 features that are available. Whether they're going to improve the video quality, I don't think so. I don't think that was kind of given, but there are some cool Snap or Instagram stuff that's exclusive to the S10 Plus. Other thing I wanted to talk about, and I actually, who was it? Yes. The S10 Plus doesn't have a specific night mode. So like, for example, if I go into the camera, for example, there's no actual night mode option. So I can't just simply go into night mode. The way it works is it's all done for you. So you don't have to think about being in night mode when you're outdoors and there's low light situation. The phone will automatically detect it and do night mode for you automatically. So based on what they were telling me is that if you're using a tripod, it'll automatically detect the stability and take 17 photos. So it'll have 17 photos to do its computational photography to produce the best nighttime shot. If you don't have a tripod, it'll detect a little bit of shakiness in your hands and it'll take 7 photos. And then of course it has those 7 images to play with in order to give you the best picture at nighttime. Now obviously I'm going to play with this. I'm going to be comparing it to other smartphones like the Pixel 3, the Mate 20 Pro to find out which one actually has the best nighttime photography. Should I get the Mate 20 Pro or this? The Mate 20 Pro has night mode though, yo. I actually added the yo and he didn't say yo. And the camera quality seems to be the same. Well, you don't know what the camera quality is like yet because we got to test this camera out first. The Mate 20 Pro does have a good camera. The nighttime mode is absolutely awesome. But I want to see what this phone can do. I'm going to give this phone the benefit of a doubt before I make my decision on telling you guys which camera is the best. I'll be honest with you, Samsung has absolutely been lagging behind in the camera department compared to other companies. Not saying their cameras are bad, they're definitely top 5, but they're no longer that #1 spot like they were 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm going to put this through its paces. I'm going to be comparing it to other smartphones. Some of those smartphones you want to see, hit me up on Discord. I'd be happy to talk about it, happy to take some pictures of those phones. All right, save your money for the Pixel 4. That's what Joey Joey Liu says, Oxygen or S or One UI? Definitely Oxygen OS. So since we're on the top, wow, I'm talking like a 45 million words a minute. I need more coffee. Okay, since we're talking about One UI, does anybody know how to make the icons smaller? Because like, I honestly feel like these icons on this phone are meant for someone like, someone who's like 80 or 90 years old. Like this is something I do for a senior citizen. Is there a way to make these icons smaller? Because if not, I'm putting back Nova Launcher on here. Now, since we're on the topic of One UI, I will say I do like it better. I have noticed improvements on the Galaxy Note 9. I do find it's more energy efficient now. Battery life seems to be a little bit better. And the phone overall feels a little bit more snappy. Now, I'm not sure if this is because of One UI or more so because it's been updated to Android 9.0. Okay, do you have an S9 or S8 for size comparison? I do not, but I do have a iPhone XS, which is pretty much the exact same size as the Galaxy S9. And this will give you guys an idea of how big these phones are. So here's the Note 9 to the left. In the middle, we have the actual S10 Plus. And then on the right-hand side, we have the iPhone XS. So the iPhone XS is a good example of the same size of the Galaxy S9. This is probably the same size as the regular Galaxy S10, if you guys need some sort of consideration for form factor. But yeah, I'm impressed with the size. I think they did a good job. It actually reminds me, I think this is a little bit bigger than the Mate 20 Pro. Slightly bigger, but it's a nice step down in terms of size, having the same screen as the Galaxy Note 9. So I do like that. So how about the screen though? That's what Andrew M asks. How is the screen on the Galaxy S10? So to be honest with you, I can't really tell that much of a difference between the Note 9 and the Galaxy S10 in terms of like screen quality. But one thing I can say though, based on what they were talking about at the event, is you have a screen, I think that's 12% brighter than the previous year. So apparently this can go up to 1200 nits of brightness. I'm assuming that's during like certain situations or for 1% of the time. I can't imagine this going up to 1200 nits of brightness for an extended period of time because quite frankly, your battery is going to die pretty quickly. But yeah, it's HDR10 Plus, which is an improvement from last year's HDR display, which is great if you're watching HDR content. What else do you guys need to know? Do you guys want to do a sound test? I haven't done a sound test yet. Let's do a sound test. Okay, I'm going to load up. Never mind, see it in the live stream. That's Red Skull interrupting this live stream. Okay, let's see here. No thanks. We're going to do a little sound test. Let's go to SoundCloud. And we're going to find out which phone is actually louder. I actually got to connect to Wi-Fi here first. So let's take bets. What do you guys say? Which phone do you think is going to be louder? The Galaxy S10 Plus, or have better sound at least, or the Galaxy Note 9? I have the S9 Plus in the other room, but I figured we compare it to the Note 9 just because, I don't know, it's the newer phone. I don't want this Samsung browser. Okay, here we go. So let's do SoundCloud. Stop asking for my location. Okay, SoundCloud. Let's do this. Yes, it will shoot HDR just like the Sony Xperia phones. Okay, we're going to go to my boy DJ Grumble over here to play some songs. DJ Grumble. Let's do this. Over here. We're going to find out exactly which phone has the better sound. I can't type on this thing. All right, here we go. So this one. As you can see, I don't know if you guys can notice this, but the Galaxy Note 9 has a more slightly yellow tint to the display. Actually, I think it's on nighttime mode. That's why. Yeah, blue light filter's on. Let's turn that off. Okay, so let's do this. Here we go. Guys, quiet. Please, you. Stop talking for 1 second. Okay, so that one is done. This is the Galaxy S10 now. Let's do this. Okay. Honestly speaking, the sound quality, it's probably about the same volume. If anything, the S10 Plus has a crispier high end. So you have like slightly better higher tones with the S10 Plus, whereas you have slightly more, I don't know, mid-range to bass with the Galaxy Note 9. Overall, it's not a huge improvement, but nonetheless, it's still good audio considering the speaker setup. Yeah, more. So Alexander exactly said the same thing I did. More bass with the Note 9, a little bit more raspier. Beautiful, or not beautiful, but better high end with the Galaxy S10 Plus. I'm noticing crisper tones hitting the top notes. So slightly better audio on the S10 Plus. It's not huge, but it's definitely better. Definitely better, for sure. Turn on Dolby Atmos. We'll do it for another test. We want to get a baseline. We don't need to turn on Dolby Atmos for this. It's not going to make a huge difference considering it's sound coming out of both speakers. They both have it. All right. I'll check if Dolby Atmos is on just to make sure one of them is not having a fair advantage. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see here. We're going to go to the settings here, check out Dolby Atmos, sound, sound and vibration. Let's see here. Oh, no. Dolby Atmos, where are you? Dolby. So it doesn't have Dolby Atmos, apparently. Volume. Nope, that's not it. Advanced sound settings. There we go. Sound quality and effects. Advanced sound settings. Yeah, Dolby Atmos is on for the Galaxy Note 9 by default. It's not on for the Galaxy S10 Plus. Let's do that again. I'm going to die here. Need coffee. Okay, we got to do that one more time. One more time because... sounds the same. I don't see much of a difference. Same thing, guys. Same thing. So we're still getting crispier highs on the S10 Plus, not that much of a difference. The Note 9 already had Dolby Atmos on, so you're getting lower bass with this guy compared to the higher tones with the S10 Plus. All right, moving on. What else I gotta tell you guys? Any questions? Yes, you know my password. It's a number. Good luck trying to hack it because you don't have the phone. Hi, Matt. I was wondering, based on my experience with the previous models, does the S10 or S10 Plus still have burn-in display issues? I heard that it uses a new type of AMOLED, so I'm not sure. So it's using more of a dynamic AMOLED display. With that being said, it should reduce the opportunity of having burn-in on the device itself. I've personally never had burn-in on any of my Galaxy devices, unless it was like the early generation of them. Holy smokes, I'm dying here. Hold on a second. I never had any burn-in on my previous devices, so I can't really talk about burn-in. The only kind of device that I had burn-in on was with the Pixel 2 XL. But in all fairness, I only use these phones for like 6 months to a year, so I don't have the experience of using it for a very long period of time. So there might be other reviewers out there who have, and they can give you a better opinion on it. But apparently, yeah, they're using dynamic AMOLED. You can also put this in night mode now due to the One UI that has featured. So that's always good. That'll keep those pixels off because it's black. So that'll help reduce battery life or improve battery life. And of course, any type of burn-in since you have less stuff going on with the display. All right, questions. Someone asked about the Galaxy Buds. I forget your question, no. Do you think the punch hole will stick for another year after 29? I do need water, but I'm not going to get it. I'm going to die on the stream for you guys today. So great question. One question somebody asked me on Twitter the other day was, do I notice the hole punch or the dual cameras on the front of the display? Honestly, I didn't notice it at all. I had to make a mental thought to myself to actually look at it. It didn't annoy me. I know with the notch situation, I noticed it a lot more, or maybe I'm just desensitized to it now, so it's a different situation overall, but the dual camera setup doesn't bother me, and quite frankly, it's less intrusive because, I don't know, I just find it less intrusive. I haven't watched any media on it, so I don't know how that will impact me. If I'm watching like a long movie on this, maybe I'll have different feelings then, but overall, it's fine. I have nothing really to complain about. What about screen protector? Is it work with ultrasonic fingerprint? Yes, it will work with ultrasonic fingerprints. However, The first device I tested on it did have a screen protector, and it was very slow to work. So there's that. Do you have the S10e? No, I do not. I only have the S10 Plus right now. Canada is very short on units. Is Tim Hortons paying me? No, they are not. I just bought a coffee. Does it have UFS 3.0 like the Galaxy Fold? That is a good question. I think it does. Is it hard to cause burn-in in recent AMOLED displays for normal use? Yeah, it's not as easy as it used to be. I am devoted to dying on this stream. I know you guys want me to die here. Does the S10e have reverse wireless charging too? I believe it does, but don't quote me on that. Matthew, worth upgrading from my S7? That's a great question. So I haven't reviewed it yet, but I definitely think if you're coming from an S7, you're time for an upgrade anyways. The S7 was a beautiful phone, but it was a phone that lagged like crazy. So yeah, you're definitely due for an upgrade. If you want to stick with Samsung, this will be a very nice upgrade for you. No, I am not sick. I'm just choking because I'm talking a lot. If you touch the camera hole, is there an animation any menu? No, if I touch the camera hole, nothing happens. It just feels like part of the display. There's no bump. There's no lip. There's nothing. It's inside the actual display. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like it's literally, see, look, it's literally inside of the display. Like it's just smooth as butter. Okay? Can you test the reverse wireless charging? I want to see if it gets hot at all. I will test it. I just did it on the live stream already. It does work. I actually did it with the iPhone XS. I actually find it works a little bit quicker than the reverse charging that's on the Mate 20 Pro. Can you do a bend test? No, I will not. Well, it was nice. Thanks, Jermaine. I appreciate it. Appreciate the death threats. Thank you. I appreciate it, buddy. Jermaine, if you guys don't know Jermaine, he's the concept creator. He makes all the leak concepts that you see go around the internet. Basically, if anybody's talking about them, guarantee they're probably using his concepts in their videos. Does some pretty cool stuff. You should check him out. Camera night sight. So as I said before, there's actually no software called night sight, but I'll give you a quick recap. The way it works is basically the camera will detect nighttime. The camera will detect how you're holding the phone. So if you're just holding it normally like this, it will probably take 7 different photos and use that as its reference. If it's on a tripod, it will detect the stabilization and it will determine that it's on a tripod. It'll take 17 photos and then use the information from all of those photos to produce the best nighttime shot. Does it have the invisible home button like the S8, S9? So the invisible home button, no. I mean, it depends how you set it up. Like there's the home button right here. You could also change this to use gestures. I actually like the gestures on the Galaxy One UI design. I actually think it's very simplified, but it works well, especially compared to other Android devices. It's not as refined as the iOS version, but for Android, they did a good job. Yes, there's a speaker on the top and a speaker on the bottom to give you stereo speakers. It works underwater or not. Yes, this is IP68 waterproof, just like the last few previous devices. So if you do drop this in water, you're not going to have any issues. How is video stabilization? I haven't tested it out yet, but based on the demos they showed us, it's much improved. It should be pretty good if you're moving a lot. Like I said, gonna do a video, camera comparisons, video tests, I don't know, beauty tests. Actually, I'm not beautiful. I can't do beautiful tests or beauty tests. I'll just scare everybody. It's not a good thing. All right, Matthew, I have to go. It's midnight. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate Tom. Everyone say goodnight to Tom. He is part of the Discord crew. Check him out on Discord. He's there to help you. Is it true you're only allowed to talk positive about new product releases? Absolutely not. If you missed the first half of the video, I was hating on the fingerprint sensor. So no, I can say whatever I want. This is a review device. I'm not being paid to do this live stream. I'm not being paid to drop phones either, but this is a review device. There's no money being involved in this, so these are all my opinions. I can say whatever I want. Sorry to say, as you mentioned already, how is the camera quality so far? So I haven't really talked about the camera. I haven't taken too many photos with it. I got to take a lot of photos with it, bring it back on the computer, and actually do a good test. But I do like the triple camera setup. It's very similar to other smartphones that have been released. Samsung's sort of playing catch up right now in terms of that department. My hope is that Samsung did a lot of good computational photography in the background, because let's face it, as good as the S9 and the Note 9's cameras are, they're no longer the best cameras on the market. Top 5, but not the best. So I'm hoping maybe with the S10, we'll see some of that distance be reduced on the market. Steve, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. I hope everything is going well with you, buddy. I'm glad you're in here for the live stream today. Yes, battery life, 4,100 milliamps. So it's actually bigger than the battery that's inside the Galaxy Note 9. So I'm hoping, based on the improvements to One UI and the efficiency of Android 9.0 and the extra 100 milliamps, we should get some pretty sweet battery life. I mean, the Note 9 has good battery life, gets you through the whole day, no problem. I mean, it's not on the level of the Mate 20 Pro, but it's good. Like, I'm totally happy with it. I can give it a big thumbs up. But the S9 Plus, the Galaxy S9, the battery life on those devices are dumpster fires. Like, they're just not great. The S9 Plus, I barely finished the entire day. So having that extra 100 milliamps over the Note should give this S10 Plus a nice advantage. I'm guessing like no problem through the entire day. I got a little bit left in the morning. Would you ever use a foldable phone? Okay, let's talk about foldable phones for a second. I talked about this in the beginning of the video. I was super impressed with their foldable phone announcement. I honestly thought it was going to be some nonsense foldable phone that we like very first prototype looking phone, kind of like how Xiaomi revealed and that other company Royale revealed a few months back. They came out with a perfectly, or at least we think it's perfectly working and designed foldable phone. So right there and then, that's probably the biggest announcement of the entire live stream. So I got to give them credit for that. And on top of that, they've been kind of slacking in the foldable department. LG has been releasing foldable TVs, just rollable everything. So for Samsung to actually have a rollable or foldable display is a huge knock against LG, and it's a big deal for their company. The fact that their phone looked that good is pretty darn impressive for a first generation device. Also, that tells me Samsung has been working on those foldable displays for a very long time, a lot longer than its competitors that are coming out with these cringy foldable displays in China. So they've had a lot of time to work with this, and I think it's a big deal. Now, the price tag, $2,000 US. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, okay? I mean a lot. If that's coming to Canada, I guarantee that's probably going to be like $2,800, $2,900 Canadian. Easily $2,900 Canadian. Either way, good job on Samsung for coming out with that because that was a huge deal. And a lot of people don't realize it was a huge deal to come out with a phone that looked like that. Again, I got to test it for myself, but overall great. Okay, what other questions do we have here? The first gen phone, love your videos. Thank you, my man. Would you say it's a revolutionary product? No, I wouldn't say it's revolutionary, but I definitely say it's real innovation. I'd say it's good innovation compared to what we've been seeing in the past few years. Like every year we get another feature, whether it's like reverse wireless charging or an extra camera. But this is the first year in the past few years that a company came out with a smartphone product that was truly innovative. That's what they did. They brought an innovative design that looked fantastic. And I think that's a big deal. I will try out Snapchat, even though I don't use Snapchat. Yes, there's a side notch on the top right-hand corner, but come on, give them some credit, dude. Like, I don't know, man, that looked pretty darn good. It's probably a chunky device because it folds and then like the back of the phone is kind of thick, but overall pretty impressive. Is camera Bumby out of body? I don't even know what that is. Is that like some weird pervert question? Slow-mo, yes, there's slow motion. I tested out the selfie. Do you mind bezels on Samsung foldable phones? I mean, you have to deal with some bezel. Like I said, this is a first gen, well-marketed, well-produced product. So it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to have the bezels of the Galaxy S10 or the Xiaomi Mi Mix 9. It's just not. This is a first gen product. So yeah, I don't mind a little bit of bezels. And even when you saw it, like when you saw the phone opened up in tablet mode, it actually looked really good for the bezels. The bezels were quite thin. Now, the only thing I'm kind of curious about is the slit, like the slit in the display, because I was watching them close it afterwards and I can kind of see that line. Like, is that line in the foldable display going to protrude over time? Like, is it going to be something that kind of creeps up on you and just leaves like a line in the middle of the display? Because if that does, that's kind of a turnoff, and a lot of people are going to be complaining about that. So kind of curious to see the longevity of their first gen foldable phone. No, it does not have a 3D touch home button like the S9 Plus. Thank you for your videos. You're really cool. No, you are cool, Mr. Shalenka. I bought it. Should I buy a Note 9 or S10 Plus? I have a Note 8 now. Oh, man. Note 8. Note 8. Yes, Note 8 had bad battery life. But honestly, if your phone is running well, I wouldn't even upgrade. I'd just wait another year. Like, listen, guys. I know you guys love my channel. I know you guys love watching tech. But you have to remember, it's really easy to get manipulated. It's really easy to get motivated to buy a new smartphone because we're constantly showing you shiny things. So it's easy to say, yes, I should upgrade or I want to upgrade. But the truth of the matter, the fact now in 2019 is that your S8 or your LG G6 or 7 or whatever the phone is still good. Hardware has progressed so much that you just don't need to upgrade every single year. Doesn't matter how much of a tech aficionado you are. If I wasn't in this business, I guarantee I'd be holding on to one of these phones for 2 to 3 years, easily, because there's no point anymore, because phones are so good now. Is this going to be a significant upgrade from a Note 8? I think I just answered that. Want to get high? It is Canada. It's legal here. We could do that. There's something good. Why don't I feel like I need to upgrade? You don't need to upgrade from your iPhone 10. iPhone 10 is still good for another 2 years easily. So Prometheus, thank you so much, buddy. How is Steady Shot? I'm excited to see that. And how is the ceramic model? Thank you for asking about the ceramic model. I forgot to talk about that. So the ceramic model looks exactly like this device. The only difference, though, is that the ceramic model is heavier. It's thicker and has a lot more heft in the hand. It feels like, I don't know, it kind of feels like the same or maybe a little bit, it just feels more dense. I think that's the best way to describe it. But it feels solid. Like it's a slightly but heavier phone than this one. So yeah, ceramic one is cool. I don't think I'd run out and waste money on it, but it's kind of cool to pick up and hold it next to the Galaxy S10 Plus. Heck, Jerry Rig Everything. Yeah, you know what? So Concept Creator says Zach from Jerry Rig Everything still holds on to a Galaxy S8. It's actually an S8 Plus, and he does. And he's on a mission. He's on a mission to convince people that you don't need to upgrade your phone every 2 years. And I agree with him. You don't. Most people don't. How did you get the phone so early? I went to the event here in Canada and I got one. How is the vibration motor like? Okay, let's check that out. How do I test the Oh, there's a vibration. Let's see if I can type something here. So if someone asks, how is the vibration motor? This is a test. It's good. It's not as good. It's good. I wouldn't say it's great. It's not as good as the vibration motor inside of the Galaxy, or not the Galaxy, the iPhone XS, but it's not nearly as bad as the vibration motor that's inside the OnePlus 6T. Because the OnePlus 6T vibration motor is trash. This one is like, it's respectable. It's solid. You're not going to complain about it. But obviously, I still think the iPhone XS, the iPhone 10, still has the best vibration motor. I think the 5G phone is a code name for the Note 10. No, the 5G phone is actually another Galaxy S10 device. It's coming out later. It's going to have a bigger display, 6.7 inches. It's going to cost more money. It's going to have a bigger battery. But my suggestion to all of you out there who's waiting for the 5G phone, forget about it. Don't even think about buying that phone right now because it's not going to be for a while until we get proper 5G infrastructure. It's just not worth picking up that device right now. Plus, the battery life is going to die faster. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. So if you're waiting for the S10, buy the S10. Don't wait for 5G phones unless you're not upgrading for the next couple of years. I just got something here. Where is it? I am Prometheus. Thank you so much. Also, is the ceramic model more scratch resistant? And what are your thoughts on the super wide angle lens? So the ceramic model, based on my previous knowledge, this is going back to the Essential phone. Ceramic models do scratch easier. They're just harder to break. So if you want your device to rock without a case, you're less likely to break the ceramic model compared to, let's say, the regular Galaxy S10 with its regular glass back. So which color impressed me? Yes, that's correct, Jermaine. There is a AR camera inside of it as well. Honestly, I don't know. How do you guys feel about this color? This is the light blue. Okay? This is the light blue here. They also coming out with the black model. There's a white version, and then there's like a darker blue. I mean, they're okay. They're fine. I kind of like this one. It's a little bit different. You know, it has like a nice soft blue to it. Kind of shows like the person I am, very soft inside. Wow, that was just cheesy. I'm sorry, guys. This is a good time to leave the live stream just for that cheesy joke. What was wrong with the fingerprint sensor? So there's nothing wrong with the fingerprint sensor. It's just slower than optical sensors, like the ones in the Galaxy, not the Galaxy, the OnePlus 6T and the Mate 20 Pro. But it's fine. It's fine. The first device I got, it didn't work well. Then I picked up another one. Then I tried this one, and it's fast enough. It's fine. What's your daily phone right now? So I'm using the iPhone XS as one of my devices, and I'm using the Galaxy Note 9 as my second device. That's going to be swapped out. I'm going to be using the Galaxy S10 Plus as my main device for the next little while to do my reviews. Try the yellow matte. I would love to try the yellow version of this phone, but it's not coming to Canada, which kind of sucks. I want a banana phone. I want to be that guy that has a banana phone. Try the element, any prism color. As for other colors, in typical smartphone fashion, all because you see the colors you saw today, don't think that's like the only colors coming out. We all know 30 days from now or 45 days from now, Samsung's going to come out with a couple of brand new colors, at least one, to bring hype back into the market about this device. That's what a lot of smartphone manufacturers are doing. OnePlus does it. They release their black, their midnight black, and like their silver model, and then like 30 days later, they'll come out with like thunder, magenta, purple, canary. You know what I mean? That's just what they do to like bring hype back into the market. On the side, stainless steel like the iPhone. I don't think this is stainless steel. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I believe this is just regular aluminum. Like it's hard to tell, but I don't know. This feels a little bit more solid on the iPhone XS, but I just think. Okay. Samsung just needs to release all the colors everywhere. They do, like I said, they do it for hype to bring more notice to the market. Is the second front-facing camera useless? No, it's an ultra-wide selfie. So you have your regular selfie. Here, I'll show you guys the picture again. I know some of you guys are just coming in here right now, but I'll show it to you. So here's what the here's what the pictures look like. I kind of showed this to everybody already. So here is, so this is the regular. Sorry, this is the regular wide lens. And please, if you ever see me take a picture like this again, unsubscribe from my channel because I look like a complete douchebag. Like look at this guy. This is a guy who walks into a store and yells at the clerk to get him gum, and then I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just look like a douche in this picture. Okay, anyways, so that's the regular lens. And then this one is the wide lens, the ultra wide lens. So very similar to the Pixel 3 setup. I kind of like this. I remember, who was I taking a picture with? I was with Danny Wingett and John Casey in Florida, and we're trying to take a selfie together. We're all around the table, and I couldn't use my iPhone because the lens wasn't, the regular selfie wasn't long enough or wide enough, and then I popped it in ultra wide, and boom, we got all of us in the picture. So same sort of idea with this device. I'll give you an idea. All right. Will you do a giveaway? No. Actually, maybe. I might be doing something with Justin, so we'll see about that. What else do I got here? Okay, question time. We got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left on the stream. Hit me up with your questions. Let's go. Oh, also the face unlock. Is it better? Do you guys want me to do a face unlock test? Let's do it. Let's do a face unlock test. Canada does use Snapdragon, for that person who asked that question. They used to use Exynos, but lately we've been getting the Snapdragon model, same as our American counterparts. Okay, let's see here. Face recognition, register your face. So 4 zeros over here. Continue. Continue. Okay, here we go. No face detected. Oh, that's nice. Consulting. Okay, that was pretty fast. Okay. Let's see. Okay, are you ready, guys? Here you go. Face detection. Let's see how fast it does this. Face unlocked with face recognition. So it does it right away, and I can go ahead and swipe in. So you ready to see this again? Let me see if I can go over the camera. Okay, here we go. Boom. See that? Unlocked. Okay? So yeah, it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. I would say it's probably faster than Face ID, but I don't know how much more. Actually, you guys didn't even see that, did you? Oh, let me do that again. Okay, here you go. One more time. Face ID in action. You ready? I'm going to put it right here. Okay. Use biometrics to unlock. There we go. Face unlock. I don't know if you guys saw that. This is very awkward what I'm doing right now. Anyways, you get the idea. Does the fingerprint reader real world use? Yes, it works in real world use. Are you going to use this as your main phone? Yes. For now, I am. A notification LED, I'm not sure. I'll have to test that out. I don't have it hooked up to the internet right now. What else? What's better, Exynos or Snapdragon? Back in the day, it used to be Exynos. Now it's kind of like, depends on the year. Sometimes Snapdragon's better, sometimes Exynos is, depending on efficiency. What is the major difference of the S10 series AMOLED display and the S9 display? So the improvement is 12% brighter. Actually, sorry, compared to the Note 9, 12% brighter. It's a dynamic AMOLED, so it should help with burn-in. And overall, you should probably have slightly better colors because it's an HDR10 Plus panel. What about night mode and camera? I already answered this. There's no official software for night mode. The camera automatically detects nighttime, takes 7 photos if you're holding it with your hand, takes 17 photos if you have it stabilized on a tripod. The camera or the smartphone will automatically detect the situation and will use those images to produce the best sort of picture for you. So the selfie cam is skin smoothing. It doesn't look yellow to me, but I will be doing more tests. Yes, there is notification LED around the camera according to Micro. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so it's going to be around here. I think this actually flashes or something, or it should be around here somewhere. Actually, let's see if I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see that. So there should be an LED notification near the camera. I think I saw it. It was like a little, there it is. There it is. Look at that. I don't know if you guys saw it. That was the LED notification. It's actually kind of cool. I actually like that better. Can you unlock it while asleep? I don't know, Christopher. I'm not sleeping right now. Yes, the fingerprint sensor does work when the screen is off. Yes, it does. Here you go for reference. Boom, I'm in. I use the fingerprint scanner while it's off. Yeah, I saw the LED notification, Michael. Thank you. Does it have macro mode? No, it does not have macro mode. Samsung Galaxy S10e or the regular S10? I'd go for the regular S10 just because it has the AMOLED display. It's a good size. It's like a nice happy medium between the smaller one and the big one. Me personally, to be honest with you, unless you like absolutely love the super wide front-facing camera, I'd probably just get the regular S10. I think it's like the perfect size, 6.1 inches. It's nice and small because the screen is pretty bezel-less. Probably the perfect place to be with. Does the 512 gig? I think the 512 gigabyte, 12 gigabyte RAM version is the 5G phone. Actually, how much RAM does this one have? I think it's just 8. Okay, so let's do the little fingerprint scanner here. Let's go into settings. We'll go to About Phone. Where is it? Software information? No. Android 9. Where is the hardware status? Where are you? It's actually under apps. Where's apps? Oh my God, I feel like I'm on the spot now. I'm being watched by people. Matt doesn't know where it is. He's going to lose his mind. Okay, here we go. So this, no, that's not it. Wow. Nope, not there. Hardware. Memory. There. Ugh, okay, here we go. Freeing up memory. How much memory do we have? So this phone has 6 gigabytes of RAM. So there's 3.4 for system and apps. And then you have another 2. So, and whereas 600 is reserved, you have 6 gigabytes of RAM in this device. Now the question is, oh, it tells you right here, 6 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's clean up the memory right now. I just closed everything. So for memory, we have 6. And then for storage, we have, let's see, it's going to tell us 128 gigabytes. So this phone has 6 gigs and 128 gigabytes. All right, back to the questions before I wrap this up. Does this phone have a camera? No camera on this phone. You have to use the power of your mind. How do you think the app experience optimization will fare the right hole punch? Well, previous generations of iPhones saw better experience despite older hardware. Hole punch. The right hole punch, honestly, I didn't even notice it. I noticed the notch when it first came out, the hole punch. I had to make a point to myself to actually notice it. So honestly, don't think people are going to have an issue with it. Could the phone be thinner? Well, you know what? I could be thinner too, okay? A lot of people could say the same thing about me. Okay, just saying. Does it still have 3D touch in the home button? No, it does not because the Ultra sensor button is there. There's no more 3D touch in the home button. It's just a regular software button. Is the yellow one as ugly as it seems? It's very banana looking, so if that's your thing, you're going to love it. Can you record in 4K 60 frames per second? Yes, you can. But can you do it with HDR10? That is the question. Let's find out. So we're going to go to Video. We're going to go to Settings. Rear Video. So this was funny. I was actually sitting beside another YouTuber. His name is Tassif. He has his own channel. You check him out. And I was like, Tassif, there's no 4K video recording. There's only full HD. What are we going to do? But you have to press on this, and then it brings up another menu. And that's where you get the 4K. So you can go to 4K, 60 frames per second. Let's go back here. And then you go back here. And then you can go ahead and record video. Now the question is, does it actually record in HDR? Let's find out. Yep, HDR rich tone. That's probably for the camera. I'm assuming it does. I'm assuming it does record in HDR 60 with the camera. Hell yeah, baby. Keens, it is. I'm totally taking you out. Okay, Leon? So let's get that straight. Based on what you're doing right now, 110%, I'm taking you out. But thank you. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate it. You're really underrated. I mean, I hope the best for you. I hope the best for you too. Bend it. No, I will not bend it. Okay, let's not get silly here. 4K super slow-mo? That's a good question. I don't know if there's 4K super slow-mo. Let's find out. Front video. No, there is no 4K super slow-mo, unfortunately. Can this phone fly? If I whip it at you, it can fly. Is there an extra slot to add a micro SD card? Yes, there is. On the top right here, if I pop this out, you can potentially put a micro SD card slot in here and really, really do some sweet things with storage. Like if you buy the expensive one, you can potentially have up to 1.5 terabytes in this phone if that's your thing. Please tell us, fingerprint works with tempered glass. Why are you yelling at me with all those emoticons? See, usually I would ignore a question like that, but because I'm in a good mood today, I'm going to answer it. Yes, it works with a fingerprint. It works with the fingerprint sensor having that screen protector. Are the speakers better than... So the speakers are slightly cleaner than the Note 9. I wouldn't say they're better. They just have cleaner sound, about the same volume. Do you like the screen color production? Yes. I mean, how can you go wrong? All Samsung Galaxy phones have amazing screens. That's just what they do. Like other phones, like the iPhone 10, are using Samsung displays for a reason. Which color should I get? The color that makes you the happiest. I can't answer that for you. It's one of those life choices you have to make on your own. Second front-facing camera isn't wide angle. It's only PR. Yes, it is wide angle. It's wider. Therefore, it's wide angle in my eyes. Price. It's just not ultra wide. It's wide, wider. They call it ultra wide, but it is wider. Which feels more one-handable, S10 or what? What's the other one he said? Which feels more... Oh, I lost that question. Where is it? Oh, which feels more one-handable, S10 or S9 Plus? I'd say it's about the same. I'd say this feels very similar, but taller to the S9 Plus. So very, very similar. If you liked the S9 Plus, you'll kind of feel at home with this one. You want me to try the mic? Okay, I can try the mic. Let's do a mic test. Okay, let's do a recording here. Record. So voice recorder. Allow. Allow. Okay, here we go. This is a test to see the microphone. This is my TV voice if I was to be on TV twice a day. Today's news, it will rain. In Canada, it's full of snow, and your mom is not bringing you home any dinner. Okay. All right, here we go. Done. You ready? This is a test to see the microphone. This is my TV voice if I was to be on TV twice a day. Today's news, it will rain. In Canada, it's full of snow, and your mom is not bringing you home any dinner. Okay. Not bad. It's pretty good. It has a nice tone to it. I like it. I have no complaints about it. I mean, here, let's do the iPhone. The iPhone generally has like the best audio. So let's do this. So we'll go on the iPhone. Voice. Recorder. Here we go. Continue. Allow. Okay. Tap to record. I have to hold it. Hello, this is another voice test using the iPhone XS, and this is my anchor voice if I was to be on TV. I don't know why I'm talking like this. You should probably unsubscribe right now. Okay, here we go. Okay, why is this not playing? So apparently the iPhone doesn't play. That's good. What's going on here? What is going on? Oh, wait. Okay, so the iPhone doesn't want to work. Okay. Am I connected to something? Let's find out. Technical difficulties, people. Oh, because it's connected to headphones. Okay, here we go. Should work now. All right, you ready? Here we go. Okay, or not? It didn't even record. Wow. Okay, let's try this again. All right. This is a test to test the microphone. We're comparing the iPhone XS versus the Galaxy S10 Plus. Which one has the better microphone? This is a test to test the microphone. We're comparing the iPhone XS versus the Galaxy S10 Plus. Which one has the better microphone? Okay, that's the iPhone XS. And we're going to do this one again. This is a test to see the microphone. This is my TV voice if I was to be on TV twice a day. Today's news, it will rain. In Canada, it's full of snow, and your mom is not bringing you home any dinner. Okay, so honestly, kind of hard to tell. They're kind of close. I wouldn't say one is like significantly better than the other. They're pretty close in terms of like audio quality. So the reason why I went to Bluetooth settings is because I'm testing out a truly pair of wireless earbuds, and they're still connected to this phone because I was using them on the subway. That's why I was having issues playing it and you couldn't hear it. But I disconnected Bluetooth, so now it worked. So I'd probably say they're on par. I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? You think the S10 sounded better? If anything, maybe like a slight edge to the S10 Plus. But overall, they're pretty close, which is good because let's face it, most of the phones in 2018, the audio quality kind of sucked. So it's good to see that Samsung is stepping up its audio game. Is the SIM tray plastic, buddy? I don't know, buddy. I have to take it out. I don't have a SIM tool here. Actually, do I? No, I don't have a SIM tool here. I'd have to go in the other room, and I don't want to pause the live stream to do that. Huawei Mate 20 Pro or S10 Plus? That's a great question. For me personally, depending on how good night mode is on the S10 Plus, I would probably just lean towards the S10 Plus. I mean, I like the Mate 20 Pro. It's a solid device, but I don't know. There's something about using a Samsung phone over, I don't know. You know what? Let me do my comparison test before I give my opinion. I don't want to just talk, crap for no reason. So I'll wait till I do my tests. But if I had to choose today, I'd probably still go with the S10 Plus. Okay, roll up the rim. I will. I'm not there yet. I'm still drinking it. Should I switch from my iPhone XR for the S10? No, it's a pointless upgrade. Keep your XR, save your money, buy yourself a nice, pair of underwear, okay? And no, just save your money. The XR is still a great phone. You don't need to. OP6 versus S10e. Ooh, good question. Good question. I'd probably go for the S10e, to be quite honest with you. Definitely the S10e. How's the Wi-Fi and LTE connection and speed? Okay, so the 855 does have some modem improvements. It's supposed to connect better, and it's supposed to be able to juggle Wi-Fi networks and using your connection so that there's less downtime when you're traversing through a city with tons of Wi-Fi spots and connections going in and out. It's supposed to be a significant improvement from the year before. So you should have better Wi-Fi and of course better data connections when you're on the go. iPhone XS Max or Galaxy S10 Plus? Great question. Honestly, these type of questions, it all depends on your situations. Me personally, I like the iPhone XS. I just don't like the iPhone XS Max because it's such a big phone. It's bigger than the Note in some ways in terms of width. So for me personally, iPhone XS Max, S10 Plus, I would probably take just because of the size of the phone. Should I upgrade? Yes, S10 does have Wi-Fi 6, so that's where the improvements are coming from. Are these phones faster than the iPhones on LTE? To be honest with you, the iPhones in terms of data connection is not that great. They're using Intel chips, and the Intel chips are lagging behind the Qualcomm versions. And the only reason the iPhone is using Intel chips is because Qualcomm is charging an exorbitant amount of money to license their chips. So they decided to go with Intel instead, plus Apple and Qualcomm are in court battling each other. So no, the S10 Plus definitely has or should have better LTE. Prism white versus ceramic white. Obviously, if money is no object, I'd go for the ceramic just because it's a beautiful, hefty feeling foam. But if you want to save some money, don't even bother with the ceramic. There's no point. You're not getting any benefits from it except for a more durable design. Most of you people out there are going to put a case on it anyways. Okay, I think we're over. This is it. Lightning round, 3 more minutes, and I'm wrapping this up. McLaren 6T versus Galaxy S10 Plus. Talk about it. No. Next question. Do you think Samsung left enough room in their lineup for a Note? Of course they did. They're going to come out with a Note. It's a staple in their lineup. You're definitely going to see a Galaxy Note 10, and it's going to have a few unique features of its own, but it's not going to be insanely different. If you don't use the S Pen, don't even think about the Note. Just get the S10 because, quite frankly, you're wasting your money on something you are not going to use unless you're that specific 10% of people. Best speaker? S10 is better than the Note 9. I'd probably still say the iPhone XS has better speakers. Frame finish, is it matte or glossy? Well, it's definitely not this matte. Dad jokes, but it is glossy. You are going to see fingerprints on this. It's just harder to notice because of the color of this phone. It's expensive in Canada though. Yes, it is expensive in Canada. It's going to cost an arm and a leg, probably a couple of kidneys, probably your firstborn, probably a couple of sheep, and maybe I don't know, maybe the next 10 years of your life. Do they use Gorilla Glass 6 this time? They are using Gorilla Glass. I don't remember if it's 5 or 6. DAC, there's DAC inside. I just don't know what bit rate it is. Geekbench scores, who cares? I don't care about Geekbench scores. Second front camera, 109. Okay, what phone? Somebody already asked that. Do I wait for the Note 10? I have a Note 8. Yes, wait for the Note 10 if you have the Note 8. Do not upgrade to this phone. You're still good for a little while. Save your money, wait for the Note 10. I wish the Note and Fold line would merge. You know what? It could be a possibility. You could see foldable Notes eventually, and that might replace the regular Note. That's definitely a possibility, something to think about. S10 Plus or S9 Plus? Honestly, battery life sucks on the S9 Plus, but I don't think you're going to see a huge difference in terms of performance and everyday use if you buy the S10 Plus over the S9 Plus. So if you're tight on money, get the S9 Plus. Should I trade my Galaxy S9 in? No. Why would you? Save your money. Don't let the hypeness change your mind that you need this product. If you have the S9, wait until next year. Wait till the S11 to upgrade your phone. Front camera 4K? No. Second front camera has the same focal length. Please check it on specs if you don't believe me. I want to help. Doesn't matter. It's still wider. That's what people want. A wider space, even if it is the same focal length. Do you notice the cutout when you're actually using the phone? No. I already mentioned this before. I had to really notice it in order to even mention it. So I don't think it's as noticeable as a notch. Either that, I'm just desensitized to notches in general, and therefore I didn't notice it because of that. Best for buck. Wait, what hair product do you use? I use the tears of my subscribers. Whenever they cry about a review I do, I use their tears in my hair. Which one is the best for Coney iPhone? I don't know what that is. Should I trade in my S8? No. Well, maybe. I don't know. Do you hate your phone? Is it still fast enough? Are you enjoying it? Because if you are, then no. If something's wrong with it and it's driving you bonkers, then yeah, trade it in. Is One UI really all that great though? It's okay. It's a nice little update. I don't think it's anything spectacular. It's a little bit cleaner, but I don't think it's like this major thing that a lot of tech blogs are reporting on. But it's a nice improvement. It's a good job that Samsung's done. I have an iPhone 7 Plus worth of changing. Honestly, iPhone 7 and up is still a great phone. If you can get away with another year, get away with another year. Can you notice the camera cut out in the 16:9 video? No. S10 Plus or wait for S10 Plus 5G. Do not buy the 5G version of this phone. Save your money. It is not worth it. 5G is not going to be something that we're all using consistently for the next few years. So do not buy a 5G phone. Save your money. Okay, I think that's it. I'm going to wrap this up. Okay, so I'm going to be doing more videos. I'm going to be doing camera comparisons. I'm going to be doing reviews. If you have any questions, hit me up on Discord. My Discord server information is in the description down below. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on this beautiful live stream on a Wednesday night, February 20th, 2019. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me on this, and I hope I give you guys some good context surrounding the Galaxy S10 Plus. Have a great night, guys. Now, this is the awkward portion where I go over there and stop the stream. I'm still here.